Since Spacies.
G'day invaders and welcome to Since Spacies, and this is episode 8 of the Since Spacies show, and we are joined by the Bit War veterans. We have got Max and Meow. God bless America. And we've got Lucas, Aussie.
G'day everyone.
You're supposed to say oi oi oi, but anyway.
Oh.
It is only early. Well, it's
Take
coming
three.
up to Take three. No, we'll roll with it. We'll roll with it. And we have got a bit of a hiccup there at the start, but we are now running live. Now, I'm going to start with the 3 questions that I always ask for new people joining on the show. I'm going to start with you, Max. The first question is, what was your first gaming console and what was the first game you played on it?
Okay, so I was born in a house that had it already, so I honestly can't say what the first game was. It's just a thing that has always been present in my life from my earliest memories, and that was the Atari 2600. So it could have been Pong, it could have been River Raid, it could have been Pitfall. I don't know what the first actual game was, but that's where I began all the way.
Well, maybe we'll rephrase that question specifically for you. What was your favorite? What was your favorite game? Like, what was your happiest memories? And if you say E.T. on Atari 2600, you're lying.
Well, we did get a lot of laughs out of that, I'll tell you that, because we couldn't figure out how to play the game, and the way E.T.'s neck would go up, that just for whatever reason would crack me up as a kid. But I loved Pitfall. I also loved River Raid, and my brother and I also really enjoyed playing Keystone Capers.
God, that was a good game. Yes,
that was a great one. And not too long ago, actually, before I left for the military, we dug up the Atari and cleaned all the games off and got everything working again.
Wow.
And except my paddle controls didn't work, so Kaboom was out of the question.
Okay. They didn't carry that same level of, the parts working well and everything. They didn't carry that over to the later consoles, the 7800, I think it was. That thing was a beast, and it was hideous, and it was it was just bad. And what's your favorite game of all time? No pressure. Gun to the head.
If I had to pick one that had a lasting impact on me, that I played over and over several times, it would have to be the one and only time-traveling journey with the best cast of characters, multiple endings, beautiful art. It would be Chrono Trigger.
Oh, right. Okay. I was thinking, where's he going with this? Okay.
You had me in suspense too. What game?
Last question. What are you currently playing at this moment?
So I'm in a weird place where I don't get a lot of time to play so much, and then I start several games all at once. So I was feeling nostalgic, being let down by Anthem. I had to remind myself what a good BioWare game was, and I started playing the original Mass Effect again. So I've got that going. On PC, I've got Final Fantasy 15, very slowly slugging away at that.
New races available now.
And then we're waiting on our limited run editions of Toe Jam and Earl Back in the Groove. And I couldn't do it. There was a Steam sale, so I went ahead and bought it on Steam, and we tried to restrain ourselves, and we did the tutorial level, or
No, I'm holding out. I'm staying true to the calls and just waiting for that actual physical cartridge to come.
Well, I'll tell you, it's worth it.
Okay.
Yeah.
It's worth it.
And Meow, first game console and first game on it.
All right. The first game console I had was kind of an odd one. You probably know about it because you're all Sega'd out, but I actually had a Sega Pico. That was my first console.
Wow. I don't think anyone else will ever come on the show with that answer.
Right. Because, you know, my mom got it for me when I was, I don't
Lucas
know,
is
maybe...
Googling right now. I can see him.
Plus, she's much younger than me, so that makes sense.
Not that much. Okay, but, you know, I guess my mom got it for me because she knew I liked video games. You know, whenever we would go to the department stores, I would just run to the video game displays and she would have to pull me away. So I guess her reasoning was like, well, if she's going to play video games, let's have them be educational.
Yep.
Yeah.
Okay.
So that was my first system. I do believe within the next year, she got tired of me probably asking. I did get a Super Nintendo, but my first console was the Pico, yeah.
So, first real console then.
Yeah, first real console
No, what was the first real console after that?
You're not a real gamer.
Yeah.
It was Super
We're going to
Nintendo.
have that conversation.
It was Super Nintendo.
Super Nintendo?
SNES.
Real.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. And what game can you remember a game on the Pico?
I know I had a couple when we first started. Believe there was a Sonic game, some sort of.
No, get out of here.
Yeah, of course.
Sonic learns numbers.
It was like a music Sonic game. It was like
Was it called Sonic Game World?
possibly. It was also a music-based one.
And it
I don't
had,
quite remember.
It had like
Yeah,
a children's
the
book on
pages.
it where you could turn the pages. Yeah.
Yeah. So the cartridge was
Lucas
like
is
this
saying
big
that like
book.
he knows.
Turn the pages.
And what was your favorite game of all time?
This is tough.
You can't. It's so hard to pick one.
I know. I'm gonna pick two.
No
okay,
fence sitting. No fence sitting. One.
Well, no.
It's the first one that comes to
One's
mind.
got to
Well,
go.
I guess the one that's been the most influential for me, the one that I do enjoy, it's been a big influence, and I just can't ever get it out of my head, would be Ocarina of Time. Pretty standard.
Okay. No, that's a fair answer. And what games are currently keeping you occupied right now?
Let's see, the last game I played the other day, I just played a little bit of it, but it was Tropico 6. I really love the Tropico series on PC. And then we were playing Toe Jam and Earl back in the Groove the other day. And then before that, we hung out with some friends and we played Smash Brothers. So those were the 3 games we've played on most recently.
I mean, Smash Brothers is like a constant.
It's a go-to. Yes, it's like the soup. It's just it's a good feel-good game to go to. All right, Lucas, matey, we've already gone through the questions with you. So how about you just let us know what are you playing at the moment? I was watching your stream last night. What was it called again? The game going around on Titanic scares the crap out of you simulator.
Yeah, that was Layers of Fear 2.
Was it?
Layers
of
of
Fear.
Fear?
Okay, yeah.
Yeah, Layers of Fear 2. Basically, it's kind of like a walking simulator kind of adventure game where you
It's a
sort
point
of
and click.
explore.
It's a point and click game, but you're in it. Yeah.
It's full of sort of medium hardness puzzles where you're basically walking through a story. And I played the first one and I really enjoyed it. It was about a painter, and this one is I don't know, about some sort of character. I've only played the first chapter, so I don't really know exactly where it's going with it. But it's a weird sort of scary jump scare kind of game with really eerie, freaky, spooky environments. It's pretty cool.
It wasn't really that scary so far.
Well, no,
Yeah.
it's
It's
ramping
just-
up.
it's
If it's
just-
anything like the first one, it'll get real creepy.
It's just easing you in. Okay.
Yeah.
Leading you into a full sense of security.
Are you
right.
playing it in VR?
No, I don't.
Okay.
I don't think it's a VR game.
I
think
can't
it's
see
just
why
a
they
game.
couldn't do that in VR though. The graphics was so damn good on that
Yeah, they probably
it
could.
would be believable.
Yeah, but no.
I feel like the first one was, but I could be wrong.
Oh, maybe I'm not sure. Yeah, so I've been playing that. I played that last night, and previous to that, I've been getting back into Watch Dogs 2. We chatted about it on our podcast, and I just started thinking about it again. I thought, yeah, I want to play that game again because it was so great. playing it the first time through. So I got it again. I bought it on PC, and I'm loving it. So that's a good game.
And just so everyone knows who's watching this later, we are streaming this live. We're on Facebook, actually, and we are also streaming. Yes, that's a thing. And we are also streaming live to Twitch.
Jeez, I remember that. Facebook.
TV.
I remember using that when I was younger.
I'm trying to see how it goes, and if I get views, I'll keep it going. And if not, well, what harm can it do? It's not eating into the bandwidth. They're taking care of it post stream. So yeah, it's a thing. And we've got one comment. So I will try to address the comments that we are getting. It just Gaming Guys TV's commenting away there, saying that he just got Blood and Truth on the PSVR, and he says, "Holy hell, it's amazing."
I'm starting that later today.
Oh really? Okay. Well,
yeah.
You've got one thumbs up there from Gaming Guys TV.
Awesome.
We are going to go getting stuck into the questions now. Bear with me. This is the first time I've attempted this. We're going to stream it live, and while you guys are watching it, I have to explain to the guys here, the guests, what the question is. Technical difficulties, okay? Love this. So, what could go wrong? Here we go.
Yes, it's Wacko Jacko here. Don't question why I'm in the car. It's because I just thought of the question now. The question I'd like to ask you guys on the Spacies show is, remastered games, are they doing more harm than good? I've had one experience with a recent game called Cell Damage Overdrive. They brought out a mastered or HD version on the Switch and I think Xbox or PS2, I can't remember which one specifically. The gameplay is fine. There's just one thing missing from it, like from the original game. There was a taunt on command button. You can't do that anymore in this one. It's not the same. So there are some remasters that people do enjoy and they find good, but this is one of those games where I thought they did a crap job. So I just thought my question to you guys was, are remasters worth it? And are they doing more harm than good? Yeah. All right. Thanks, guys.
I liked it.
But not put the horn back in. That's just odd. Maybe he just didn't read the manual. I don't know.
Yeah, well, you probably do run into a few issues with porting them over to different consoles. You got different platforms and generations with different controller inputs. Things might change. They may add other things that use different inputs that puts out something else. I don't know. I'm just trying to rationalise why they wouldn't put the horn in there.
No,
but
I got no idea. They just forgot about that. They just
probably. But whether or not it's doing more harm than good, I can't see remastered games ever really doing harm to anything, because the games presumably they're in the past. They're gone. They're all but dead. Bringing it back into the limelight, I feel like it's, what have you got to lose? Do you know what I mean? You've only got to gain, because people are going to buy it through nostalgia and things like that. So why not? I don't know. If anybody can bring something to my attention that could be damaging, I don't know. If you guys have got any ideas?
Well, I can agree that there's probably a lot more well done remasters or HD upgrades than there are bad ones, but of course there are some bad ones. And for the most part, I'm fine with it. I'm really looking forward to the Master Chief Collection coming to PC, for Halo, because I skipped out on Xbox One altogether.
You scrub. You're such a scrub. Why didn't you get the Xbox One?
But like when PlayStation 4 came out, I used to kind of laugh at it that a lot of its early library was all these remastered games for PS3. And I'm like, why would I bother? But, I held off on The Last of Us, and I got The Last of Us, remaster HD upgrade on PS4. It's fantastic, And that's an interesting thing as the technology moves forward with televisions and these formats upgrading. It's really nice. Look at this Castlevania collection that's just come out. I don't have it yet. I've been meaning to get it, but you've got a nice, well done HD upscale. These games. It doesn't seem like from everything I've heard, controller inputs are messed up at all. And not everyone.
I heard about that. You can't even change the control input on per game. It's just Yeah.
You're just locked in.
You're locked in. Suck
Well, I
it
was
up.
at least referring to input lag or any kind of dodginess with the controls. But the point is that not everyone can have the original hardware, an old
true,
TV
true.
to run it
Stop
on.
trying to talk about the points I wanted to talk about.
And sometimes
You got to take the mic off him. That's all.
All right, go
Okay,
ahead.
but-
Yeah,
Yeah,
we'll
so
give
I
you.
was
That
just
was
saying-
that was your turn now.
We're like the two-headed guy from He-Man. We're one thing. So go ahead and finish my thoughts.
Okay, I'll finish your thoughts because I think, especially with games that are a little bit older now, we're talking about, Super Nintendo, Genesis, or Mega Drive, whatever you call it, PlayStation 1. There are some PlayStation 1 discs that are starting to suffer from disc rot.
Right. Yes.
So, yes,
I see
it happens.
I see you've watched Metal Jesus.
Actually, no, I haven't. But
He did a whole episode on it.
I
Disc
did.
rot. It's it rotting in my basement, which is leaking.
Yeah, this basement looks a little grimy.
Shouldn't
but
make fun of the guy,
never saw
but
that
come on.
video. But I'm just saying, like, as a way to preserve games, I think doing some of these remasters is a positive thing because, let's be honest, some of these old games have super inflated prices on the original hardware that makes it really hard for people
Snatcher.
to buy it.
Oh, I know.
And how are you supposed to, play stuff on the original hardware if maybe it could be broken? Discs are starting to rot away. So, getting HD remasters on modern consoles, on modern systems, modern TV setups is a way to bring older generations of games and to hopefully preserve them forever on a digital store.
And it's a way for the company to make money again.
Of course, because we know you all bought.
Oh, have we lost? Have we lost them?
Oh.
Oh no, they're back.
They're back. They're back.
Okay. I was going to ask you, Lucas, what was your take on remastered games? Like, I have a comment to make, but I'll wait for you to say your say first.
Okay. Well, yeah. Look, I'm all for them. Like I feel like I've already said it, but just to reiterate, with a remastered game, I don't feel like there can really be a bad side. If you don't really like the idea of games being remastered, or you think it's a waste of time and money, look, then they're just not for you. Don't buy them. Don't play them. Don't have anything to do with them. It doesn't impact you at all. But I guess the one thing that you can maybe sort of complain about and say it's a negative is that the time that these developers are taking to remaster and re-release the old games is taking away from their time and money that they could be making something new. But at the same time,
a lot of
as
these
well,
remasters are being made by teams that are just solely there to do that. That's just their niche. That's all they do.
Or they
Yeah.
outsource them.
Exactly. Like the team that did the remaster for what's the name of the game? Something of the Colossus.
Oh, Shadow of the Colossus.
Shadow.
Yeah.
And
So
Ico?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's all right. The team that did Shadow of the Colossus, they didn't make Shadow of the Colossus. They don't make new games. That's their
Yeah,
thing.
yeah.
They take old games and remaster it.
Is that
So
a
I guess
Russian
that squashes
Russian outfit that do that? Was it a
that. To do
Russian?
the remastering, or look at it.
There was
maybe, I
one
can't
game,
remember.
there was one game where that was being remastered by a Russian team, and that's all they do is remasters. And I think that's awesome. If you can have a company that just does nothing but specifically remasters games, they can only get better at it, can't they?
Yeah, absolutely. And it's not taking time away from those that are making the new games. It's Blue Point Games that is the developer for Shadow of the Colossus. I'm not sure if they did the remaster or if that was the originals, but that was just a
Anyway,
quick
we'll
Google.
quickly move along because we do have 8 questions all up.
All right, let's get through 'em.
Yeah,
Do
but
'em.
I do want to just add that I think it's not also just about whether you should or should not do remastering. It's going to happen, so there's no point discussing that. But remastering is it's like its own unique little thing in itself. You've got different kinds of remasters. You've got HD remastering. You've got teams like M2 which don't remaster at all. They just emulate. Like that's a real Mega Drive running back there, but they're remastering that. But they'll get old games such as Toe Jam and Earl and add new little side panels with information about the game that you didn't get before. They did that with Phantasy Star on the Master System. Phantasy Star, the old Master System game, you used to have to map the game with a pen and paper as you played it. But now with the remaster on Switch, you don't need to do that. It's got the map there on the side for you, which is something they've just tapped into the game, which is really cool. So I think it's exciting to see what can be done with these old games that we've played in the past and played to death. Just maybe breathe new life into them. Would you call the new Toe Jam and Earl game, for example? I can only think about it because I can see it on my monitor there. Is that a remaster or was that a straight up sequel?
It's a new game. Yeah.
Yeah. Yep. Okay. Because it could almost be looked at as a remaster when you look at the two, just in comparison off the cuff.
No, for the most part, the gameplay style is of the first game, but they pulled elements from all three.
Okay. All right. I don't want to spoil it because I haven't played it yet and I want to keep it fresh. We do have one question from Lord Arse. I'm glad he's joined. I'm a big follower of Lord Arse. He has asked, and it's just weird saying that. He has asked, what retro game would you want to see remastered for the current gen? Is there a game that you're just itching? I've got one. Snatcher. Can we just get it done, please?
I know, right? That would probably help drive the prices down on that one.
Well, yeah, I kind of don't like to see that happen, but for everyone else it would be cool because I've got a copy.
Well, if we can bring back, the name just jumped out of my head.
What are we bringing back?
Well, that works smoothly.
Night Trap. If we can bring back Night Trap from Sega CD.
They did though.
Yes. If we can do that, which I've got it on Steam and it's great. Then why can't we bring back Snatcher?
Was that the game that had, was his name Corey Haim?
No. The main actor was a guy from MASH.
Oh.
And it also had one of the girls from Different Strokes as one of the girls getting abducted. What you talking about, Willis?
What game am I thinking of?
I don't know.
It was a one where you had to set traps and then activate them when people walked over them. The full motion
but Corey
video.
Haim, I don't think was in that game.
Yes.
Yeah,
You're describing. I'll look it up. Anyone in the comments, can you please look up, was Corey Haim in Night Trap? I'm giving that a firm no, but I could be wrong. All right, so we're going to move along now to the second question, and this is so smooth. Let's just roll the tape.
G'day guys, Tommy here, and just like everyone bloody else that sent in a video, I've got a question for you. What I want to know is there an item that you have in your collection that you originally said for quite a long time that you would never own? I'll give you an example. My good self. I recently got Musha Aleste for the Mega Drive. For years, I've been saying that I would never own this, or a couple of years. I said that I'd never own this. And now I find myself owning it. Do you guys have a similar story? Is it something that you wanted as a kid and you just couldn't get it for the longest time? You got it later down the track? Is it a really rare item? Let us know. Thanks, guys.
Okay, thank you for that question there, Tom. And we just got an answer on yes, Night Trap does have Corey Haim in it.
Oh.
No.
Who would have known?
Okay, all right, I'm wrong. That happens. But back to Tom's question. I've got one Holy Grail, but have you guys obtained a game that you thought you would never get and then all of a sudden it's just landed in your doorstep somehow?
Yeah.
Thanks to eBay?
I have my Holy Grail.
What's yours?
Well, my Holy Grail wasn't thanks to eBay. My Holy Grail was thanks to Blockbuster going down. I was in a Blockbuster. This was towards the end of their days, which is quite a while ago, and they had on the shelf a special edition. So it was like a silver, shiny writing and all that box of Metal Gear Solid, the original for the PS1. And it had the game sealed. It has a T-shirt inside. It's got dog tags. It's got memory card stickers. It's got the original soundtrack. It was all in there.
Oh,
Paid $60 for it.
nice.
What's it going for now?
Probably about $400 or $500.
Just that. That's all.
Just for the shirt.
I've made a couple of videos, like sort of unboxings of it for YouTube, and I get comments all the time saying, I want to buy it. How much to sell it? Not for sale, buddy. Sorry.
Yeah, nice try. Was the shirt your size?
I've never taken it out of the wrapper, so I don't know what size it is.
What, you can't even see what size? It doesn't really matter if you're not going to wear it anyway, I guess.
No, it's just left in there.
These two are in deep conversation with each other.
They're deliberating.
What's going on? Have they got a Holy Grail? Do you want me to kick on with my Holy Grail while you decide what yours is?
I don't think we really have a holy grail. We are just humble, lowly gaming peasants.
Plebs.
I guess personally for me, I was really excited. I was at a local retro shop back in the States, and someone had traded in their golden Ocarina of Time cartridge. So I was super excited about that. I had some credit in the store, so I was able to buy it for a pretty reasonable price for what I've seen.
That's nice.
They go on eBay nowadays, but like I don't really own anything that's like crazy.
I managed to pick up Ocarina of Time Japanese edition, which is just a great card in box while I was over there. I love Book Off. Book Off is such a cool store. Nothing else comes to mind though.
Do you have anything that comes to mind? Are you looking to grab it?
If you got Holy Grail, it's not going to be behind you.
It is.
No, well, it kind of is.
Sorry, second, hold this.
So
while they're
this
getting
isn't
theirs,
like the most exciting thing in the world, but so in Korea here, right, there is a ban on all foreign video game console imports up until pretty much the Xbox and PlayStation 2 GameCube era.
I got it.
And Xbox sold poorly in this country.
Yes.
And we came across, and I just went ahead and pulled the trigger on getting a Korean
that's
limited
nice.
edition Crystal OG Xbox.
That is nice. The only one I think that could be rarer than that is the orange one.
Mm-hmm.
You know, I mean, in general, there's rough estimates that Xbox sold like 150,000 consoles during the whole lifespan.
Yes.
Yeah.
So, you know.
The fact that it's the Crystal Edition, and like we got it in the box. The box had been opened, but the box is all in Korean. This is, Korean.
It's a nice oddity, that's a really neat
I don't know
addition.
if you could really see it, but it's all Korean writing back here and stuff. So it's legit. Yeah.
And Halo 2 is all dubbed in Korean, and so that's fun to listen to.
Hang on. When we played that first, Lucas, tell me if I'm not the only one here. It was Aussie accents all throughout it. The first
what are you
Halo.
talking
The
about?
the first Halo.
Oh,
You're
mate,
all
I
right,
don't-
mate. You're all right. It all sounded like and I don't know if they just did that for a local version or if that was the version that everyone else got.
I don't recall that. I don't know.
It was very Australian. It was so, like they had Aussie. They have definitely had Aussie voiceover actors in on that one. I've got to play it again. We are getting requests for you to do a live opening of the shirt while we're here now. That's from Gaming Guys TV. Yeah, I didn't think that was going to happen. My Holy Grail, I've got a few things there that are in that collection there, which are pretty significant. Snatch is the most obvious one because I picked that up on day one. I actually was working in the game shop. I entered the game code and that in for the barcode and the inventory, and then I was the first customer. Just bought it straight then. So I've had that since day one. Probably the hardest to find thing I've got though is a Sonic 2 cartridge with no label on it, and that was handed to me as a Sega staff member, and it's just got a little sticker on it that just says Sonic 2, and it's worn because I was taking it with me to road shows to advertise Sonic 2 at the time. That's probably the most significant thing I've got in my whole collection. So
Was that before it was released?
yeah, we had that I think it was 3 months out. So it's the final version. The game was complete, but they had to hold off on the release of it for Sonic Tuesday. So that was probably what contributed to the deadlines being cutting into the development time. So we missed out on some of the levels that were promised. Hidden Palace Zone is the most obvious one that comes to mind there. Korean is probably not collectible though, is it? Normally it's Power 1 or 2. No, I disagree. It's
There are some very strange Korean systems here because of the import ban that Korea had. For instance, take it.
How Sega was able to release systems here is they had Samsung.
Game Boy. Yeah.
Yeah. Yes.
Yeah.
Well, and so out here we've come across Samsung Mega Drives and Samsung Saturns.
Yes.
So
those
I
are
did a video on that.
I've been thinking about dropping the dough on one of those.
Oh,
Those are pretty collectible,
that
though.
to me is a collectible for sure because it's an oddity. What's the one main reason why you go out of your way to collect items is because when you've got it, you can then have something to talk about. That's for me one of the most important things about collecting anything. Why else would I buy a toaster that I've got no point in using?
Why wouldn't you use that toaster is my question. I'd be making Sonic toast every day.
I don't want to burn my house down. That's probably a solid reason. I have a step down transformer that might work with it, but I just don't want to take that risk. Anyway, so we'll get on to the next question. We are just going to switch over. I got to just find out who's asking these questions. Sorry. Okay, Mean Machine Dean. I got it right this time. Mean Machine, please take it away.
Hey, invaders. Always wanted to say that. Anyway, my question to you and your guests is...
Since Spacies, the Mean Machine would like to ask you a very important question. If you could take a series from another area of gaming, let's say Namco, and merge it into a Sega world, what would you pick? And why? So for instance, Streets of Rage crossing over with Tekken. I'll be interested to hear your answer.
Yeah, what he said. Sorry.
Yeah, thanks for that. That's a hard one. Crossover between Namco and Sega. We're Googling here, guys. I don't know. Pack Sonic?
All right.
I got a couple ideas. So
Take it away.
my first thing with Namco Bandai, I was thinking is Katamari. I love Katamari, right? Is there some way we can put the Sonic universe characters with Katamari?
Oh, imagine having a Sonic level, but with the Katamari ball, and you have like the Sonic Katamari ball, and it's really fast, and there's loop-de-loos, but you still gotta collect stuff. That would be cool. That would be cool.
I've got an answer. This is okay. No, you guys continue. I've got it. It's going to kill everyone.
I think I've got mine.
Yeah.
All right. Let's see here. I think for me, I'm a big Soul Calibur fan. So I don't know how exactly the crossover would happen, but Nightmare and Siegfried and all those people would be in it, swinging swords and stuff.
So what's the two games? Sorry, what was it?
Soul Calibur.
And
I'm not sure what the
you got to cross it
crossover
over.
would
There's no
be.
point in just pointing out a game.
Streets of Rage.
Yeah.
there
Okay.
you go.
Done.
Put some Streets of Rage characters to Soul Calibur.
Lucas.
Well, I was thinking take your characters from Tekken and Soul Calibur and Katamari and Sonic and the Sonic world, all the Sega characters, and put them all into a Smash Brothers clone.
Thank you.
That's the easy answer.
Yeah.
Well, that's what
I'll take
they
it.
do these days.
I know.
All right,
What
my
was
answer's
Sony? Sony tried that.
Yeah, well,
Didn't work.
and it was,
That was a
limited
fail.
success. Yeah,
It wasn't very good.
I was okay. I got into it, but
It's because
yeah,
Smash Brothers is so damn
it's just so
It's
much
brilliant.
effort.
perfect.
It's brilliant.
He's just put so much effort into that game. That's why. I've got a bit of a complex answer to this. Back in the 90s, I remember walking into the arcades and seeing Ridge Racer for the first time and just being simply wowed at the jump from previous racing games to that. Played it, thought it was awesome, cost me heaps compared to the other games at the time, walked away thinking, wow, it's never going to get better than that. Then on the same day, walked into the neighbouring arcade and spotted Daytona for the first time. On the same day. I saw both of those games for the first time on the same day, and it was just like, oh my god, Sega just have taken Ridge Racer and smashed it, just killed it. Daytona was just so much better, in my opinion. So I would like to see Ridge Racer versus Daytona as some sort of a mesh up. That would be a cool, because Ridge Racer's got some elements to it which I really like, and so then has Daytona. I think Ridge Racer's aged better though. Would you-
Yes, probably.
It's hard
Also,
to
was
tell.
it,
They're
you know,
both such cool games.
was Ridge Racer, because it's been a while, was that more of like a street racing game?
Yes.
Yeah,
Okay,
it was.
yeah.
I think they were
And
It
then
was more
Daytona
off-
was more of
off
the
the
actual like
hook,
NASCAR
zany.
tracks.
Yeah. Whereas
Okay, so yeah, that'd be interesting to try and mash that up somehow.
we've got one response here in the comments. Destruction Derby versus Yakuza. What?
Yeah.
Was Destruction Derby even Namco? I can't recall that.
I just looked it up. Actually, it's. I don't think it is.
Oh,
run with
I was
it.
about to greenlight the project, but it's not Namco.
Well, just switch out Destruction Derby with Ridge Racer. It
Okay,
seems-
Ridge Racer
Ridge Racer and
versus-
Yakuza. Done.
THQ's.
There was a Yakuza racing game on the Xbox, the original, and it was
Really?
yeah, it was renamed to the West as Yakuza, and it had smash 'em up elements to it. I remember that was one of my first Xbox One games I had. Xbox original. God, I hate the naming convention.
I know they screwed that up, but there is a movement out there, I think, to get the Yakuza guy into Tekken.
Yeah, there is.
Why not? If you can get Yoda in, if you can get Yoda
Soul
in, what
Calibur.
was it? Soul Calibur.
Soul Calibur.
Soul
Yeah,
Calibur.
you can do anything.
Link was in Soul Calibur. Why not? Hey.
And Master Chief, but it wasn't Master Chief. It was a female Spartan character. Did
Oh, really?
You don't remember
Right.
that?
No.
Copyright.
That's because you have this thing against Xbox. We discussed that leading up. So we're going to get stuck into, what question was that? 3? We're going to move on to 4. Let's see who's got this question for us. I should have rehearsed this earlier. Live TV, what could go wrong? Oh no. This could take a while.
Ah, Toppy.
Yeah, top loader. What have you got for us?
You'll definitely have to translate him.
A while back on Twitter, I remember Spacies himself saying that the Mega Drive has the best sound in games for him. But in my personal opinion, I've got to completely disagree, Spacies, as you would obviously know that before I'm going to say what I'm going to say. So, I say to you people out there, firstly, what do you actually does think have the best sound? The Mega Drive or the Super Nintendo? And if you were to choose a game to battle against another game from those two consoles to battle it off in this sound contest of the chips off, what would you choose? I personally would choose the soundtrack from. I don't think there's anything on the Mega Drive that sounds as good as Donkey Kong Country. I don't think there is one game on there that sounds as good as this. But, you know, that's just my opinion, and I know how much you guys love my opinion, or love hearing about my opinion. If I was going to stand there and talk for all day about my opinion, we could make this a longer video than 1 minute, which is what he actually wants us to say for the amount of time for his videos, is 1 minute. That's all he's given us to do, is 1 minute of his videos. But you know what? I'm not going to ramble. I just want to say one more thing. Don't cut me off. And do you really think that the Mega Drive has the best sound chip over the Super Nintendo? Sorry, I'm not laughing. I just find that humorous. But you know what? Don't hate me because I love the Mega Drive. And I do love Sega. But don't tell Spacies that, because he might fucking think differently of me, and we don't want that.
Yeah, thanks for that, uploader. Who wants to take this away? I don't want to even entertain. Yeah, exactly. Well,
he asked the question at the start of the video, and since then I've forgotten what it was.
Recapping Super Nintendo sound chip versus Mega Drive sound chip. I have my opinions, which he seems to, spit on.
All right, so... Oh, okay. So I do the music for the Bit War Veterans podcast, so I do pull some of the actual sound fonts from the files of the games, and I use that in a lot of the songs. So I personally have an affinity for some Super Nintendo games. Some Super Nintendo games are just whatever, bland. Certain ones are really good, and they have such a distinct sound because you had better capabilities with the Super Nintendo.
Granted,
but I will say, for a lot of bass lines, I go with the Sega Mega Drive / Genesis chips, because they have those hard pounding bass sounds that you just can't really get.
Thank you.
Yes.
Not biased
So
at all, am I?
that's what I say. Everything in the mix is usually Super Nintendo, but I always like to pull the bass from Sega.
Now, personally, I think yes, the Super Nintendo could do more, or it had a wider range, at least of maintaining, utilizing samples. And then there are certain games where if it was released on both consoles, you compare the two soundtracks. I think that's an interesting way to compare and contrast. I feel like it's hit and miss. Sometimes it's better on SNES, and sometimes it's better on Genesis. Earthworm Jim comes to mind, where there are some days where I like the Genesis soundtrack better, and then there's some days where I'm like, yeah, well, the Super Nintendo one's better too. But there are unique individuals, like the fellow who did the soundtrack for Streets of Rage. I can't think of his name, but I know he made his own code. He tore apart the chip himself.
He made his own app, or whatever it was you want to call it at the time, specifically to create the music. And
yes,
if only Sega could have got a hold of that and distributed it out, we wouldn't have trash soundtracks like, I don't know, Kid Chameleon. God, I hate that soundtrack in that game. It's just so bad.
Also,
but hey, Streets of Rage, they're making vinyls of that soundtrack these days.
I think there's different styles. I felt like Sega and a lot of the people who made music for the Mega Drive or Genesis, they were all into the 90s, this is cool, dun 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 dun, I don't know, you know what I mean?
How's it go?
It's those Seattle grunge people.
Yeah,
how did it go?
Techno, grunge, hard rock kind of music, and I think because of the Super Nintendo sound chip, people were more pushed towards kind of more orchestral writing.
Yep.
So I think there's a difference in style in general for a lot of games.
So the answer is 3DO.
Lucas, do you even have an opinion on this, or?
Well, look, no, not particularly, but
all right,
what I have Lucas. Been thinking. Oh, cut me off!
No, go on.
I could go get Leo if you'd prefer. Well, no. All I was thinking of is when I played these consoles enough to appreciate the sound, they were on a screen this big and coming out of a speaker this big, so they both kind of sounded like shit.
Yeah. Okay, fair enough. Well, it's all you had to work with back then, wasn't it?
That's right.
I basically have the opinion that I do respect the Super Nintendo soundtrack, but when, like you were saying before, when you go to pick background songs for my videos, for example, yes, I am wearing this, but I just find that it's easier to pull from the Mega Drive back catalogue with soundtracks to put in the videos compared to Super Nintendo. I just like the sound of the Mega Drive chip when it's used properly. That Yamaha can really belt out an awesome soundtrack when it's used properly. The best example for me would be either Streets of Rage 2 or Streets of Rage 1, which had an awesome acid jazz soundtrack to it.
Yes, it does.
But the best one, I think, would have to be Musha Released, which is just such a shame that game has a huge, pathetically exorbitant price tag to it to get it now. I've seen it in the wild, but every time I've seen it, it's been $200 plus, so I can't justify that kind of coin to...
You can't forget about good old Toe Jam and Earl.
Yeah, even Toe Jam and Earl was just unique in the way that they went for a totally different approach to... I actually had this thing that if a game was made in the United States for the Genesis, then it was going to have lazy programming for the sound. I'm sorry, Sega of America just did not really put much effort into the sound, the music, as what they did in... Maybe Echo's the exception to that, if you want that new age.
Ooh.
It had
the
a
music
decent soundtrack.
Echo created that perfect balance of this tense gameplay with soothing Serenity Now music.
Exactly, that's exactly what it was like. I remember the music mostly about that game, and how many times I cracked the shits and threw the controller.
I've rage quitted that damn on the channel. Yeah, it's just so frustrating. And I've got Cameron, who watches the channel all the time, wanting me to do a live stream. It's not going to happen, mate. It's not going to happen. All right, so anyway, look, it's an opinion. That's all it is. I know that so many Super Nintendo fanboys jump down my throat when I say that I prefer the Mega Drive sound chip. I have reasons, though, why I prefer it, and it's not just because I'm biased. I just think it's got a more kick-ass sound when used properly. That's my final stance on it. Anyway, I thought that was going to get more heated than it did.
I can get angry if you like.
No, I don't know what gets you angry. I'm still working on that.
You want to make me angry, do you?
I'm trying to push buttons. Nah.
Release the Drogon.
All right, this next question is from Retro Kaiser. Please take it away.
Hi there, Spacies. This is James T. Kaiser, esports extraordinaire and Pokemon card player, and reviewer, professional reviewer, and I have a question for you. Now, as a reviewer, I like to use cheat codes to beat games. Come on, all of us reviewers do that. Don't act like you're surprised. And my question to you is, what are your favourite cheat codes found in video games? For me, I always like the ones like the moon jump in the Tony Hawk games, and no clip in Doom 2. But there are many other fun codes out there. So again, what are some of your favourite cheat codes? And don't say the Konami code, because that's a lazy answer, and we want something interesting on the show. Toodle-doo!
And we're back. Thank you, Retro Kaiser. This is weird. Like when you watch live TV and then they go to a commercial break, you don't know what's going on during that commercial break, and I'm just experiencing some of that right now. Favorite cheat code. Oh, for me, the go-to is the big head cheats. I don't know why. It just, I don't know.
From NBA Jam?
NBA Jam?
Yeah. Oh, actually, no, Bill Clinton. Getting that cheat code to have Bill Clinton play. Come on.
Yeah.
And Hillary.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Hillary, too, yeah.
Is it the shoes?
He's on fire! The nail in the coffin!
There should be some lewd jokes there somewhere for Bill, but... anyone got a cheat code? It's just a pretty strange question, but for a guy that used to work on a cheat hotline, I should have an answer for this better than big heads. Come on.
Let's see here. I have one that really sticks out in my memory, and it was like part of a cheat, and also it let you access the debug menu to Shadows of the Empire on Nintendo 64, and you could do a lot of strange things with your game once you access that. Like you could play as the Wampa, Wampa Stompa, and you could changed things like the draw distance and the fog. What else? I think like the speed of the game. Like, it's been a long time since I've done it and played the game, so I can't quite remember everything. But I do remember, like, the big thing is on certain levels, you can play as some of the enemy characters, and that was really cool.
I never knew about that.
It's a really hard debug menu code to pull off because you need to like use both hands to hold down buttons, and then I literally use my chin. You have to like rock the like imagine the controller right here, and like I'm using my chin to like rock the stick back and forth, but you can't rock it all the way to the left or all the way to the right. You have to get like just a little bit and a
There
little
needs to be a video done on that. That needs to be a video.
It's tricky to pull off.
I just want to see you trying to get this done.
Yeah, literally. That's my favorite.
This is not
cheat.
weird. This is not weird at all.
Can we call this cheat code the motorboat?
Oh. There's a GIF waiting to happen. Okay. We've got a suggestion in the comments. GTA San Andreas was amazing for cheat codes, is what Gaming Guys TV is saying. Also, I've got a question here. Why are most of the guys have beards, and why doesn't Spacies? I just don't beard well. And hang on, most of the guys. Are we talking about most? Oh, he's talking about the guests asking the questions as well. Yeah. Nah.
So this is just leftover not shaving from yesterday. It's not a beard. I shave every morning except for weekends.
It's all because if your dad doesn't have a beard, you've got two mums.
I've heard that one before. Yes.
My dad has a mustache.
That's cool.
Oh, that's halfway.
That's cool.
Her dad has like a push broom.
Are we talking Burt Reynolds, Mo, or what
more Ned Flanders.
Ned Flanders.
No, I'll be going the mustache when I get older. I love the Mo. Respect to the Mo.
We going handlebars? Chopper Reed style?
No, I don't think so. But
no. Okay.
The Mo.
All right. And the bit of the chin wiggle thing going on.
No.
No. I don't know. Anyway,
just the Mo.
Thanks for getting us off track there, Unsociable Ben. That was awesome. I don't know. I don't really have I'm just thinking of something then that Nintendo don't really have many cheats in their games, do they?
I don't know. Do you want mine?
I certainly used a Game Genie.
Oh yes,
but that doesn't count.
Also, what was your one there, Lucas? Sorry.
Yeah. Sorry, if you've got a moment.
Yeah, don't want to interrupt you interrupting me. Go on.
Yes, it's not interruptions, is it? It's input. No, well, my one, and this will be my answer when anybody asks this question, and it's the Genesis reference for the Mortal Kombat blood code, which is ABACABB, the Abacab blood code. That was that's my favorite all-time code. I used it every single day that I played the game. If I forgot to put the code in, I switched it off and back on again, and I put the code in. I never played without the blood code.
Because it was a half game, wasn't it? It was a half game. Without the code, you weren't really playing Mortal Kombat.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, that was your money's worth. And I don't know, did they sneak that in there to get it past the Australian? Well, I don't know if it was an Australian
didn't have
thing.
the rating system back then. That wasn't a thing back
so
then.
So it didn't matter.
It was Mortal Kombat that led to this becoming a thing. So look, even Toe Jam and Hill doesn't have a rating code on the front. It's just the game.
But didn't Sega spearhead that, and they started rating themselves before the ESRB?
Yeah, because they were trying to not be.
They
were trying to not be so pansies about it, like Nintendo were. Saying that Night Trap will never be on a Nintendo system, and yet didn't it end up on Switch?
Yes.
Along with many other Japanese waifu dating games.
Oh, but that's okay.
They're a lot raunchier today than what was going on then.
But people watching in the Twitch stream, had to think of it then, let us know about your favourite cheats of all time. Some of the weird ones that we probably have forgotten here. Because, And again, a guy that used to work on the cheats hotline should have something. Alex Kidd was the one that everyone always asked about. Alex Kidd. Press up, press button B 8 times to get to continue. It'll cost you $400. But it was in. Okay, is it a cheat if it's in the manual? Is that a cheat?
Ooh, it was in the manual?
It was actually in the manual.
So why were they asking about it on the hotline?
Reading's hard.
Yeah, no one reads the manual.
All right. Thanks for that, Retro Kaiser. I'm trying to get my place back here with the questions. We stop refreshing. Oh, okay. This next one is actually quite special. This is a face reveal. And this is the first time I've actually seen this guy's face after following him on Twitter for quite a while now. So, Colonel Falcon.
Oh, the man.
Face reveal. Here we go. Colonel, please take it away. What?
Hey Spacies, this is Falcon. This is actually my first video ever, and I have a question for you. I do like playing games like Resident Evil or Silent Hill, but not too much because I'm just too scared of the dark, I guess. So here's my question for you. Did you ever quit a game because it was too scary? Please let us know.
Sorry, this is live TV. This is so smooth. Thanks for that, Colonel. No, that was awesome. I even asked him, "Are you sure you want to do the face reveal?" And I gave him like a couple not because I was saying, "Hey, you know, you're ugly," or wasn't for that reason.
Yeah,
no, I thought
no,
my reasoning was that I thought that was a very special thing to do to do a face reveal, and to just do it on the Since Spacies show. I just thought that maybe. Oh, what are you laughing at? What? Look at this. No, I'm saying that I thought.
No, I'm not laughing at you. I think Max's microphone's a little bit too good, if you know what I mean.
Is he mic'd up?
Don't tell me that thing, though.
This is live TV, and we've got someone taking a piss break. Was it the Naked Gun?
Here's the culprit right here.
Did you wash your hands?
He was just pouring water, okay?
Did you wash
You've
your
got
hands,
a very
mate?
healthy stream going there, buddy. You have very good prostate health.
Can't take him anywhere.
Sorry, I eat a lot of protein. So.
Okay, yeah.
Stay hydrated, y'all.
All right, oh, wow. I forgot to even ask the question after all that. Did you ever quit a game before... did you ever quit a game because it was too scary, was his question.
Oh, yes.
But which
I could
one?
barely handle Resident Evil 7 half the time. I'd be sweating, and I'm just like, you know what? I've had enough. I gotta stop now. Resident Evil 2, once good old Mr. X starts giving it to you, like... I would play it for a while, and I'd be like, okay, I just gotta save and stop, and then cool off. If a game is really good and scary, I will definitely take breaks. When Silent Hill 2 came out, I would only play that right after school and before work, and then I'd play it for like 1 hour after work, because I just, man, the atmosphere gets to me when it's done right, when it's really well done.
What about you, Meow?
I honestly can't remember any game that I said nope and turned off. I'm really trying to jog my memory here.
Not for that reason. Like you've rage quit games. I take it.
Of course, all the time. I mean, like I break controllers.
Not scare quit. Okay.
Okay.
You break
but
controllers. Do go on.
No, I really don't. But I did break my monitor, but not because of a video game. But I broke it.
Okay. But okay, I was going to say Leo, Lucas.
Yes, I quit it and I stopped playing it, and I haven't played it since. And I can't play it anymore. But it's that I can't remember what it was called, but it was the teaser for Silent Hills.
Yes. And then it got taken down and removed, and
PT. That's it. Playable.
PT. Yeah.
I played that, and shit was happening. The baby in the sink the doors slamming, the shadows, the things just standing in front of me. No, I noped the hell out of there, turned it off, and went and watched a Disney cartoon.
So wait, do you still have the PT demo on your PlayStation 3?
No.
It's worth a lot.
Yeah.
No, but see, a lot of people are making the mistake of selling their consoles with it installed, but it's attached to that account. So if you want to sell,
you got to give them the account.
You've got to give him your account too, otherwise it's no good.
I don't play scary games. I just don't know. I don't play them. It's just not something that I'm interested in. But I wouldn't mind doing it for a stream one day. But
you should.
Yeah, I think I want to do a VR. I think I want to go all in if I'm going to do scary.
What have you got VR? Like, have you got a?
I've only got I had a Note 8 VR headset, but I've gone and upgraded since then. So no, I don't have a VR system. But if I was to stream a horror game, scary game, and to get the full effect jump scare, it would have to be VR, because I don't get scared watching
All right,
TV.
well, come on out to here. I'll set up my PlayStation VR and you can play Resident Evil 7.
I'll have to do it. Yeah.
Oh yes.
There is a good video if you want to watch jump scares. It's Grumpy Retro Gamers, and Ben is on the VR and there's spiders and crap crawling up at him, and he just loses it. He doesn't do well on that. No. Did you ever watch that video?
No.
Okay. No, you should get on, check on their channel. It was a really funny watch, that one. All right, cool. That has been an awesome question. We'll move right along. Thanks for that, Colonel Falcon. We hope to get more questions from you later. Now, this next one is from Tristabytes, and before I throw to Tristabytes, I will be meeting Tristabytes in Japan this time next week. I will be
next week.
What? I'm so jealous.
Why the next? What was that about?
Well, we're trying to go maybe in July.
No.
For me, because of military, it's a process I got to go through to get over there, even though it's a 2-hour flight.
Yeah.
But yeah.
All these people going to Japan.
It's a lovely place.
It's great.
It's a lovely
I want to go to Japan. I love Japan.
I'm trying to get stationed there next. Hopefully it'll work.
I'm joining the military tomorrow.
This is going to be trip number 10. Don't be jetty.
Dang.
But yeah, so Tristabytes, I'll be meeting up with her, a fellow member of the Ministry of Retro Gaming. Tristabytes, please take it away. Oh, what question number was her? I've got to get better at this.
Hey Dane, Bex from Tristabytes here. And out here in Japan, you can get Gachapon machines for absolutely anything. Marvel characters, Mickey Mouse, no idea what that one is, Kingdom Hearts, a whole lot of Pokemon toys, pieces of pizza. You can collect miniature pretend security cameras, or even these horrible bugs. Just because. If you could invent a line of Gachapon collectibles, what would you pick and why?
Okay, thank you there, Tristabytes. Wow, I've seen some pretty crazy stuff. I don't know who's buying this. I mean, Japanese, but I don't know what kind of Japanese person is buying half of these toy ranges that they've got. I've seen cats that have got, different instruments, so you can form your own cat band. That's cool. Yeah, drummer, guitar, the lot.
I have that whole collection already. Yeah.
I bet you do.
What?
Twice.
What?
Just calm down, Meow. Calm down. But I personally would like. They've already done it. Mini console replicas. Like a GameCube.
Oh, that's what I was gonna say.
Get your own answer.
That's what I'm saying. Nothing hasn't been put into gacha form.
Well, here's your chance. What would you want to do? We're thinking hard on this one.
You took my answer. I was going to say itty bitty tiny little consoles.
That's the benefit of being the host.
Hey, g'day everyone to the Since Lucas show.
Since Lucas.
G'day, mate.
No. What was your first video game? I've forgotten your answer from before.
My first video?
Yeah, your first video game.
You didn't ask me, did you?
No, way back on the previous time.
From the other show.
Oi.
Geez, what was it? It would have been on the Atari, I think, or it might have been a Master System game. I don't know. I can't remember.
Because that would have been your since ET.
Oh, okay. Well, no, it wouldn't. No, not ET. It was either like Phoenix or
Phoenix on the arcade.
Or no, on the Atari.
They had a conversion of Phoenix on the Atari.
Yeah,
the shooter.
Yeah. No, not a shooter.
Because Phoenix in the arcade is a shooter game. That was
no.
almost. That would have been very close to being my first game.
No,
so I could have been called
no,
Since Phoenix.
No. Yes, probably since Atari, since whatever was on the Atari, or it could have been one Alex Kidd.
Since Alex.
Since kid.
Since kid. I've been gaming since I was a kid.
Hey.
Okay, so
yeah, you've had some time while we're gas bagging away there. Yep.
all right, because Japan likes gacha and Japan has a vending machine for everything. I don't know why they haven't done this already. I would combine the two. I would have a vending machine that is refrigerated. Everything in there is replaced daily, but you can put your money in and get a single piece of sushi and you can eat it. That's what I would invent.
I'd so not eat. I would
that's
so
gonna
not
go
trust that.
No, I would trust like a sushi restaurant. Be like, oh, put in like a 500 yen coin or whatever, and then you turn the thing and you get a little roll and you eat it.
What? Someone's just written here, put your money in and get a handful of balls. I don't know what they're referring to there. Awkward.
So, what if you had a gacha machine with the ball that had a smaller gacha machine in it?
That's what I was saying.
That would release the smaller balls. No,
and
but
that's
my
going,
stupid answer.
Gacha
the gotcha.
I don't know if maybe this was out when it was popular, but let's see some original Star Trek and Star Trek: The Next Generation characters in gacha form.
Yeah,
Give me a little
I'm sure
warp.
that's going to go well in Japan because they've got like a huge data following there.
Oh yes,
I love Data. He's my spirit animal.
Mm-hmm.
The guy has no spirit though. But that's
He has a
arguable. That's another
soul.
video. That's another video.
He started dreaming.
Yeah. Well, my answer would be little mini consoles, and also you can get little mini controllers, which do come with the consoles anyway. They did do that. I can't find them, but I had a Mega Drive, Mega CD. I had also, what else was there? Saturn, Master System. I've still got the Master System one there somewhere. It's so cool. And whenever you get it and you post a picture of it, like. Everyone likes it. You want to change your answer there, Lucas?
Well, every time I think of something like, they've done that. I'm sure they've done that. I would, if they had the mini consoles, I would 100%.
All right, come on, let's switch this up a bit. I'm seeing a huge Batman logo behind you. Wouldn't you like little mini Batman figurines from the gotcha? All right, that's your answer. Okay.
Okay.
All right, so there's a camera on the machine.
Oh, that's cute.
All right, but what is it?
My daughter made it for me. It's a little Batman.
Oh right.
Inside it. I think
that is so cool.
It's got glitter in it too.
And Batman.
It's Batman crossed with rabbits.
That is so cool.
It's kind of like that. They're I can't remember what they're called, but they're little toy things that you can buy in the supermarket. And my daughter made it into like a snow globe. See?
That's sweet.
Yeah, she's beautiful.
That is awesome. Thank you for that, Tristabytes. And we did have one last question that came in at the very last minute. It almost didn't make it, but this one is... Sorry, as I look down here at my notes. Notice how I'm not wearing old man glasses. Mr. Toon. So Mr. Toon had just snuck in his question at the last minute. And Mr. Toon, please take it away. Take it away. I said take it away. There you go.
Hey, what's up, invaders? Mr. Toon here. And my question is, what was the game that everybody told you to buy Everybody told you you need that game in your collection. You went to the store, you bought that game, you went back home, put that game in the console, and the game was shit. What game was it? If you have one. Thank you.
No, no, I don't know. That was awesome, actually, the way you worded that.
I watched the video.
So what game did you just...
Shit.
Yeah, it was absolute shit. Just, there's no other way of putting it. It's just shit. No Man's Sky. No Man's Sky. No Man's Sky. No Man's Sky.
No. Look, I feel bad for saying this one, and it wasn't recommended by a person I know, but it was given to me to play, and I feel bad because it's my all-time worst video game that I have ever played, and it's made in Australia by Australians, so I feel really bad. But I don't even know if I brought this up before, but it's a game called Wander. Have you heard of it?
No.
No.
Yeah, WANDER, Wander, and you seriously wander around wondering why you're playing the game. You start off as a tree.
Right.
Yeah, so you start off as a tree, and you can walk really slowly.
Wow, that's really branching out.
Oh my god. And there's a language in the game, so to work out what's happening in the game, you need to learn how to speak this language. And not the character, you actually need to work out what the symbols mean to work out what it says. It's a really bad game.
So make like a tree and leave.
I thought my joke was bad.
It was. Don't feel like it's raised the bar.
What about you guys? Have you got a game that you just everyone was hyping on about and it was just shit?
Well, I mean, luckily I didn't. Like, you don't have to pay for it, but everyone's like, play Fortnite. So I downloaded it on the Switch, and I just can't get into it. That's not necessarily a bad game, but
it's just not your thing.
It's not my thing, and not for me.
Max?
Oh, I'm thinking really hard, and I'm having a...
I'm not gonna... Okay, my answer, it's not that it's shit. That was E.T. That was shit. That's the only game I've ever thrown in anger. I can't get in. I'm trying. And I'm not giving up on it, but Red Dead Redemption 2, I'm really trying hard to get into that game. And I can totally appreciate and understand that is such an epic adventure that they have created. I just can't get excited for it.
I actually went into that with no excitement and then got completely sucked in, and it took me away.
Yeah, so that's
Kinda
what I'm
opposite
hoping
there.
will eventually happen to me, but I'm just not... I haven't got to that point where it's roped me in. Not yet. No.
Are you doing like the storyline missions, or are you just kind of doing whatever, wandering around? And...
No, I'm trying to stick to the storyline. I'm just trying to get the story moving. Yeah. I'm always like that. Because, I haven't really got much time to spend on a game. I go in there and try to milk as much out of the story as I can and then move on. Unless it's a game that I can really, like Xenoblade Chronicles X, I can wander around in that landscape.
Ooh, I got one.
Okay.
I got one.
All right, what's yours then?
Taking it back. I had a friend, he thought the game, I think the title was Operation Winback, or it was just Winback. He thought it was the bee's knees, and I go over to his house and I play it, and I was like, this is a garbage game, dude. What are you talking about? This is not a good game. And I think he had the Nintendo 64 version, which was even worse than it came out on PlayStation 1, I think.
I don't know.
Wipeout?
No, not Wipeout.
I thought for a minute. What's it called?
Winback. Or it was Operation Winback. It was a shooter.
Operation Winback. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
What is
terrible game. So it was like a third-person shooter.
You just lost me already.
Yes. We'll see. At the time, like Siphon Filter was huge. It was doing well. Metal Gear Solid was doing well. Probably a couple others I'm forgetting about right now. So it was somewhat in that vein, but awful. And I think I did play it on PlayStation 1 after the Nintendo 64, and I'm like, wow, this is still shit. But it made me appreciate it a little more, because the 64 version was just garbage.
Yeah.
Thankfully, I didn't buy that.
You know how you get a lot of people who feel like they have to justify their own purchases because they've spent a lot of money on something? It's like people when they go and buy a car and it turns out to be a lemon, but they'll be like, oh yeah, no, it's really good, man. It's the best car I've ever owned because I've spent 50 grand on it.
Prius.
But they don't want to admit its flaws because it's theirs and they want to justify that, oh, I made the right decision. And then they kind of sell it to you that way, and then you get it and you're like, man, this is garbage. that happens.
Yeah, so sorry, we didn't really have an overly big stinker there to point out. There's plenty of games that are really bad, and you know they're bad because everyone talks about it, and that's the benefit of internet now, that you can just get games with big warning labels above them. This is shit. This is shit. The rating code is just Wonder. The rating code, instead of it being E or R or whatever, it's just got a turd. Yeah, so sorry we don't have a example there of a stinker, but maybe you guys can comment away down below of an absolute stinker game that got talked up.
I feel like I'm taking crazy pills. What are you talking about? Wonder. It's an absolute stinker.
All right, go.
That's the biggest pile
guys,
of shit
everyone
I've ever
check out
seen.
Wonder if you want to do your head in. Are you right there? You want to take a chill pill?
I feel like I need to live stream this for you.
But anyway, in the meantime, we have got people commenting on past comments now still. Since Spacies, they're talking about what their since is. We've got a few examples here. Since Caterpillar. What? I think they mean centipede. Since centipede.
Since centipede?
Yeah, since centipede. Since Atari.
Haven't you played that?
One guy's written here, I own every single Assassin's Creed game, few statues, few props, etc., and I've never finished a single one of them in my life. That's from Avidubia. Avidubia? I think that's his name. Yeah.
AVW.
I always struggle with the names. Some people have some weird handles.
Like Meow Teching.
Yeah, I get Meow Teching. No, it's Meow Te Ching.
Ching, I said Ching.
No,
I
some
even
other
got
people,
that.
some other people, they're like Meow Teching. I'm like, well,
silent H.
It's a play on the Tao Te Ching. So.
Oh yeah. I get.
Yeah. Now you get it. All right. Yeah, but some people are like Meow Teching. I'm like, well, I guess that's all right. I didn't even think about that when I was making it, that it said pecking. So okay.
Brian gets mine wrong every single time he uses it.
I can't get it right. That's my big running joke, is getting people's names right on this channel. Mean Machine Dean, but I say Mean Dean Machine. and he hates it. I recorded a video for him and I sent it away thinking, yep, done it. And then he gets back to me, you did get my name wrong again. So I got to record it again.
Dr. Robotnik's Mean Dean Machine.
I'm just going to call him Dean. Dean.
What's so hard about the Aussie Gamers experience?
You even have, don't get me started. You changed your name. You used to be Express. So I'm not sure if it's Aussie or Australian. I'm not sure if you're an Experience or you're an Express or you're a train or a boat. I don't know what you are.
It was one word change.
I get tripped up on it. That is all. Since Kevin Spacies or whatever your name is. All right, well, that has been a wrap. We've been at this for quite some time, and we got quite a few viewers. We've got 7 all up, which is not too bad for my channel since I've only just started doing this.
I believe it was 11 at some stage.
It did reach up to 11. Not bad. I can get better. Spread the word for the next one. We are going to do the rounds. Was it Bit War Veterans? We're going to talk to you as a collective here. What is going on next on your channel? Have you got some big project that you... What?
I don't know.
Have you got any
one entity?
We are an
right,
entity.
right. Joined at the hips. Have you got a big project coming up that you want to, advertise or push?
Yes, we just released our biggest podcast episode yet. We stayed up really late last night to make sure we got it out before the show so we could plug it here. And so we review every major Hollywood video game movie ever released.
From Mario Bros. To Detective Pikachu.
Oh, tops.
What about Sonic?
We talk about Sonic.
And then we do talk about some upcoming ones in the front half of it. Or front quarter. But other than that, that's the podcast, which if you type in Bit War Veterans into your favorite podcast player, you should be able to find us. We're pretty much on every podcast
iTunes,
platform out there.
Spotify, Stitcher, anything. We even put our videos or a podcast up on YouTube, but that's a delayed thing. So
our YouTube is youtube.com/BitWarVeterans.
It will be down there when I do post edit, yes.
Excellent. There's a...
What?
So we have limited time to work on productions for that.
Yes.
However, the most recent thing was we made a mock commercial for the Virtual Boy Mini that I think many people might like.
Okay.
Poking fun at both Virtual Boy and the mini console craze going on right now.
We also got E3 is coming up. So what I like to do, we do these crazy videos where it's like, you take the video and
a cringe cut.
Yeah, you kind of like a combination between a cringe cut and just like cutting the videos so they say crazy things. And so I can't wait for E3 to come up because I'm just going to have a field day editing their videos so they say dumb things. And
there's also short skits. We've done reviews. I'm slowly slogging my way through reviewing every game on the Neo Geo Mini. There's skits and what else is on there? Unboxings.
Yeah,
like that Korean Crystal Xbox, if you'd like to know more about that. And I even put a sample of Korean Master Chief at the end there.
And just some of the weird Korean things we found is on our channel too. So like and subscribe.
All right. I hate having to say that at the end of the videos. I try not to, but you have to because people forget. They're just sitting there watching.
Yeah.
Oh, you can like
It's
this?
good
Oh, okay. Lucas, what have you got coming up on the Aussie Game Experience?
Express.
The Aussie Gamers Experience has the latest episode of the podcast coming out tomorrow, so Sunday, the 2nd of June. And that one is also available on pretty much everything that you can think of. iTunes, Stitcher, TuneIn Radio, YouTube, Spotify, you name it, it's probably there. iHeartRadio as well. Oh, the camera's over here. I keep forgetting because I'm looking at my monitor. The camera's over here. Good setup, Lucas. Good setup.
I've been meaning to say it, but I gave up.
Yeah, I keep forgetting.
It's a cool angle.
Yeah.
Are we going to see anything from Leo?
Leo may be attending the green carpet experience for E3
really?
On my behalf because I may.
Haven't they got an AVO out on him?
No, I think all of his AVOs have expired.
Right, how did he get out of that? Hang on, is AVO the same in the States? Is that still a thing over? Is that a thing over there or
restraining order?
A restraining order, AVO. Yes, that's what we're talking about.
Yeah, I think that's what they refer to it as. So I don't know. Look, maybe, but I don't think he really cares about what the AVO's conditions are. I think he's allowed to go near pubs and clubs, but I don't think he's allowed to go inside them anymore. So luckily the green carpet experience is not in a pub or a club. It's in a cinema, which I think also his band's over as well.
When is that on? The green carpet. I missed my invite, by the way, Xbox, just saying.
6 a.m. 10th of June. Yeah.
I'll be in Japan anyway.
You will be in Japan, that's right. So he may be attending that on my behalf. There'll be some video with that. If that does happen, it's not a given. I might be double booked. If I'm not, I'm going, not him. He can piss off. But yes, we've also got our YouTube channel and our Discord channel, which you can come along to and join. And YouTube videos coming up. I've got some reviews in the works, one for Layers of Fear 2, and other stuff. Can't remember.
I've got someone asking in the comment section, is that the Fan Fest? No, it's not. The Green Carpet Experience is not Fan Fest. We did that in Sydney back in 2016, and I was so glad to be at that. That was such a cool event.
Yeah, can I spruik the Xbox Green Carpet Experience to explain it?
Yeah, go for it. Yeah.
Well, what it is essentially is Xbox in Australia are putting on a Green Carpet Experience where you pay your $20 fee, and that gets you a buffet breakfast. Then you go into a Hoyt's cinema, and you watch the E3 Xbox show, whatever you want to call it.
Yep.
Presentation.
Thank you. The Xbox presentation on the big cinema screen. They give out some goodies. Last year, they actually gave out a 12-month subscription to Game Pass, which is really cool.
That's cool.
This is all included in your $20. You get stuff like drink containers, T-shirts, and other miscellaneous things.
I like loot.
Like a goodie bag, a loot bag.
Yeah,
you get like a swag. And after the E3 presentation, you remain in the cinema and you watch a movie. This year they're doing X-Men, is it Phoenix? Dark Phoenix? You also then get to watch that. So for $20, you're seeing a brand new movie that's just released, and the E3, and a whole bunch of free stuff. And you go into a competition to win an Xbox One X as well. And it's only with the people that are in the cinema. So there's a good chance you're going to win the Xbox
of getting
One
that.
X
Yeah.
as well. Yeah. I recommend it.
Also,
and the $20 that you pay goes to charity.
Oh, well, that's even better again.
Huh.
Okay. So win.
Yeah.
Win.
Yeah, absolutely.
Win. Yeah.
Win.
Heaps of
Surprised
winning
it's
going
not
on.
the red ring carpet experience.
Oh. Yeah.
Somebody's
That's the after
living
party.
in the past.
That's the after party. Yeah.
Hey, we've got two 360s that are still holding on.
All right.
No red rings here.
Right. Also, I just want to thank the anonymous tipper, bit cheerer, whatever they call it. I'm still getting used to the lingo on Twitch. It's cheers, right? Isn't it?
Biddies.
Bits.
Bits.
One of them. I don't know. I don't even know what it's worth.
But bits, and that's worth 1 cent.
Oh, thanks for the 1 cent. Round it down.
Hey, US.
Oh, okay, US. Then it's probably worth $5.
Oh, so that's like $20.
Right?
And coming up on the Since Spacies show, I will be heading next week to Japan, and I will be filming not only while I'm in Japan, but also in China. I will be doing daily vlogs, which I will be editing and then uploading at a later time. I will be trying to get at least every day 10 minutes worth of footage. That is my goal. We'll see how that goes. And also just the usual, meeting up with YouTubers overseas. Tristabytes. I'll be meeting up with Tristabytes, and how can I forget? I'll be doing my very first panel at HubCon, which will be coming up in July. I will be a special guest. That's the first time I've ever been a special guest. Usually I get banned from these places. But I will be alongside Hex, who used to be a TV presenter here in Australia for a TV show called Good Games. To see my name and my ugly mug in the same billing along with her, I feel like they've made a misprint or there's a mistake. But I'll be also alongside Tim Gadler, who used to be working alongside me at the Sega Hotline back in the day. So yeah, I don't know what to expect. I'm going into this totally no idea. I'm just going to be making it up as I go along. We're going to be talking about the importance of preserving video games and basically just looking after old retro consoles and why it's important. So that's going to be one of our little speeches, and also talking about our days on the hotline and dealing with mums and dads, and trying to get through Phantasy Star every step of the way.
Which
single
lions do I
step.
roar at in Lion King?
That I hit the eject button just before Lion King was a thing. That's how
That
far
was what
back.
I called up about.
Oh right. Well, you didn't get me then.
No.
Anyway,
So I got a question for you, since Spacies. So you're going to Japan, and then you're going to China.
Yes.
Why are you not stopping in South Korea to say hi to us?
I'll
I feel
wave
offended.
as I'm flying over. I have
Why
been.
would you? Why would you fly over us? Like, you could just lay over at Incheon, and we could just be up there. You
Do
know?
you know what? I do that every other time. Every other time I do stop in at Incheon and then do an overnight stay. It didn't happen this time around.
Dang, wait, if you ever do, do a layover in Incheon, at least a couple of hours, we could take you to Video Game Alley in Seoul.
I didn't. You know what? My biggest complaint about Korea is that there's hardly any video game related items that I can spot when I'm there. I don't know where they are. So I walk around. It's not like Japan. It's in your. It's
Right.
just in your face. But in Korea, it's hardly ever anywhere. I did spot a huge Pikachu doll being sold, and that was about the extent of it. It was. It's not like. It was just like console gaming was not in their culture.
No, it wasn't. It's
right.
still kind of rough.
Yeah, but Video Game Alley is like the one place in Seoul where you can find a lot of
That we're aware of,
strange
at
stuff.
least.
Yeah, it's like a bunch of vendors that are all concentrated in one little area. And if you ever lay over at Incheon, it's only it's not a far subway ride. It is not.
All right.
Don't feel too
take you
bad,
there.
Meow. He lives about an hour away from me, and he's not dropping into my place.
And vice versa. Hello.
Oh,
I haven't exactly, told you you're not allowed here.
Yeah, I suppose it's probably both our fault there. I don't think either of us has invited each other. Dude, come round.
We should hit up that junkyard. I don't know if you guys know about this Sonic
go in
statue thing.
force.
We should hit up United against this junkyard and demand that he gives us the Sonic and,
Yep, we'll go
Sally
in there and say,
statue.
"Excuse me, Mr. Dr. Eggman. We are not here to discuss price. We are here to take Sonic. He will be coming with us." That'll work.
Why not? Or we could just go there with a helicopter and just take it out like everyone else is suggesting.
We'll bring Leo.
We'll bring Leo.
Leo probably speaks his language.
All right, anyway, I'm going to put an end to it right there. Thank you, everyone, for watching. In the meantime, what has he got there? Oh, that's quite...
A sneak preview
All
of
right.
the
Virtual Boy
Virtual Boy Mini.
That's pretty snazzy. Not that could break. No, not at all.
Oh wait, we got part 2. You need the eye adapter, the V patch.
I've seen that on your video. On the
That's how you get true stereoscopic 3D. You need to buy 2 minis,
It's
and then
called VNR, virtually not reality.
Just a sneak peek. Wanted to sneak that in there before we wrap it up.
All right, and on that note, my name has been Brian, and I've been gaming since Spacies. Thanks, guys.
Bye.
Bye. Woo!
Since Spacies.